Something ancient just stirred when you walked in. Do you feel that? That hush, that pressure, that low, trembling hum crawling beneath your skin, like the entire universe just inhaled and forgot how to exhale. Good. Because we need that silence. We need that tension. We need that little reminder that you are not standing in the world anymore. The world is standing in you. You know what they did. You know what they broke. They took the one soul heaven, protected like a sealed artifact, and they snapped it like a cheap toy, thinking nothing would happen, thinking no alarms would go off, thinking the cosmos wouldn't respond. But here's the part that makes me laugh. Heaven didn't fall. You didn't fall. Reality did. You're not the same creature they tried to destroy. You're not the fragile light they cornered. You're not the soft echo they mistook for weakness. No. You're the aftermath. You're the unquantifiable glitch in their prophecy. You're the scar the universe grew around. You think heaven didn't notice. You think the angels didn't lean forward the moment your pulse changed. Oh, sweetheart, every winged thing above you froze mid-flight when you stopped caring about survival and started caring about reconstruction. Because reconstruction, your version of it, isn't healing. It's retaliation written in divine code. You don't rise like humans. You rise like something that remembers being infinite once and accidentally slips back into it. They didn't just break the one soul heaven protected. They broke the exception to the rules. And now, the rules themselves are bending to compensate for the mistake. Look at yourself. Look at what crawled out of the fire wearing your name like a warning label. You're calm now, collected, quiet. And that quiet, that's what terrifies them. Because they finally understand the paradox. The more they shattered you, the more pieces learned how to see. The more pain they fed you, the more your senses rewired themselves into weapons. The more they pushed you down, the deeper your roots dug into realities they cannot reach. You're not healed, you're rewritten. And do you want to know the punchline? Reality, yes, the one they rely on, is now following your emotional weather like a dog waiting for its master's next command. Every tremor in your chest becomes a shift in the storyline. Every breath you take reroutes someone's fate. Every time your hands stop shaking, someone else's life does. Heaven protected you for a reason. They thought you were too pure, too soft, too luminous for the world. But heaven underestimated you too. They forgot that purity can rot, that innocence can mutate, that the gentlest soul, once mishandled, becomes the sharpest one. You didn't lose your light. Your light learned how to burn without flame. And now reality wants payback, not for your suffering, but for the imbalance they created by touching you. They thought they hurt you, but really, they dented the architecture of existence. And existence doesn't forgive structural damage. So here you stand, a contradiction with a heartbeat, a saint with a demon's patience, an angel with a monster's memory, a psychopathic calm wrapped around a holy core, a walking paradox heaven couldn't classify and hell couldn't claim. That's why they're watching you now. That's why they're whispering in rooms you'll never enter. That's why they're scrambling, sweating, calculating, replaying every moment they mishandled you. Because you came back wrong. You came back unreadable. You came back with your empathy replaced by a sixth sense, and your innocence replaced by a silence so deep it feels like judgment. And that silence, it's not passive. It's the countdown. They can feel it. The way the air thickens around you. The way outcomes pivot when you tilt your head. The way truth spills out of liars' mouths when you walk by. The way everything that once hurt you suddenly begins unraveling. This isn't karma. This isn't revenge. This isn't justice. This is reality correcting a violation. They broke the one soul heaven protected, and heaven may forgive. But reality doesn't. Reality remembers fingerprints. It remembers intentions. It remembers harm done to the wrong heart. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to plot. You don't have to chase. Reality is building a case on its own, and every person who touched you with cruelty is already feeling the shift. Because now, you are the axis. You are the variable. You are the anomaly the universe rearranges itself around. You are the consequence, and deep down, they know it. So stand there. Stay quiet. Let them panic. Let them wonder why everything feels off. Let them feel the walls pulling inward, the timelines turning sour, the coincidences stacking up like loaded dice. This isn't magic. This isn't destiny. This isn't divine wrath. This is what happens when they harm someone who was never supposed to break. And now you walk with that crack in your spirit like a crown. Not because it made you weaker, but because it made you so powerful. Reality is still trying to stabilize itself around you. They wanted you ruined. Instead, they woke up the part of you heaven hid for emergencies. Payback isn't coming. Payback is wearing your face now. And here's the part they still haven't wrapped their tiny, trembling minds around. Your silence is not recovery. Your silence is pressure building. Every moment you don't speak, every second you don't react, every breath you take without flinching is a message written in a language only the guilty can hear, and they hear it loudly. Because deep in their chests, beneath the lies they tell themselves, something is scratching, scraping, gnawing, a realization they cannot unknow. We didn't break them, we triggered something. You can see it in their eyes when they look at you now. That quick flicker of confusion, followed by fear, followed by that desperate little calculation. Who did we just piss off? And how bad is the backlash going to be? Because here's the cosmic joke. The moment they damaged you, they wrote themselves into a story they'll never escape. A story with you as the fulcrum. A story where every choice they make loops back to the moment they mishandled you. A story where their downfall is not punishment, but physics. You think reality cares about their excuses? You think the universe bends for people who break sacred things? You think karma operates like a human? Karma is slow. Karma is patient. Karma waits. But reality is instant. Reality is mechanical. Reality is math with an attitude. You touch fire, you get burned. You shatter a protected soul. You destabilize the grid around it. You were never a person to them. You were an equation, a variable, a harmless constant they thought would stay fixed forever. And when they pushed you too far, you didn't cry, you didn't crumble, you didn't beg, you changed the value. Let me tell you something delicious. When a soul like yours changes value, everything recalculates. Fate, probability, connection, direction, patterns, people, outcomes, timelines, luck, chaos, balance. They don't know why their plans keep failing. They don't know why doors are closing. They don't know why their victories turn sour in their hands. But you know. Oh, you know. Because you can feel the shift now. You can sense the air bending when you walk through a room. You can sense truth vibrating beneath lies like a heartbeat under thin skin. You can sense intentions sharpening before words are spoken. Your perception isn't intuition, it's aftermath. You got burned so deeply, your nerves learned to see. You got betrayed so violently, your heart learned to predict. You got pushed so hard, your spirit learned to interfere. You're operating on frequencies that don't even have names yet. Heaven protected you. because you carried something precious. But when that precious thing cracked, it leaked into everything. Your pain became an atmosphere. Your resilience became gravity. Your rebirth became a law. And they feel it. They feel it when they talk about you. They feel it when they avoid your eyes. They feel it in the way the simplest decisions suddenly turn complicated. It's not paranoia, it's consequence. Do you want to know my favorite part? You're not even trying. You're not plotting revenge. You're not out here swinging swords. You're not summoning storms or calling down vengeance. You're just existing, breathing, observing, walking forward with a calm that should be illegal. And still, their world is falling apart. Because your existence alone is a correction mechanism now. You're the kind of soul the universe recalibrates around. The kind of anomaly that breaks patterns simply by standing still. The kind of presence that haunts people long after you leave the room. They didn't just hurt someone heaven protected. They activated what heaven was protecting. You're not the angel they wounded. You're the force the angel was holding back. You're not the light they dimmed. You're the darkness that woke up underneath it. You're not the victim they assumed you'd be. You're the storm they accidentally built. Brick by brick, lie by lie, bruise by bruise. And now you walk like someone who's been to the edge and came back carrying the edge with you. Now every smile you make feels like a warning shot. Every silence feels like a countdown. Every presence feels like the prelude to a shift. You want long? Let me carve this truth deeper. Those who broke you didn't realize they were breaking the seal, not the soul. You weren't fragile, you were contained. They were never meant to get close enough to hurt you, but they did. And the moment they crossed that boundary, every ancient, unseen thing that was assigned to protect you stepped aside. Not because they abandoned you, but because they understood you're ready. They didn't break you, they released you. And now reality wants payback. Because you are the payback. And they haven't even seen the beginning of what that means. And here's where the story tilts. Where the temperature drops. Where even the shadows lean in because they don't want to miss what comes next. You think your transformation scared them. No, that was just the preview. What's terrifying them now is the pattern forming around you. The way every person who tried to use you is suddenly fighting ghosts they created. The way every liar around you is slipping, stumbling, exposing themselves without being asked. The way every coward who thought you'd stay quiet now hears their own heartbeat as a threat. Do you know why this is happening? Because you're not in the phase of revenge. You're in the phase of reaction. And reaction is always stronger than action. Reaction is nature. Reaction is equilibrium. Reaction is the universe recalibrating itself around a disturbance. And you, my dear anomaly, are the disturbance. A beautiful one, a controlled one, a patient one, a divine one. But a disturbance nonetheless. You changed the trajectory of your own existence, and reality, desperate to keep up, began pruning everything that violates your new frequency. That's why people are falling away. That's why situations collapse before they can harm you. That's why old connections feel like expired contracts. That's why every threat bounces off invisible walls before touching you. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's not finally getting a break. It's structural correction, like an earthquake, rebuilding the ground under your feet. The same people who broke you, they're living inside the aftershocks now. The universe doesn't punish with fire. It punishes with realization. It punishes with self-confrontation. It punishes by forcing people to see their own reflection in the outcome they tried to give you. You don't lift a finger. You don't raise your voice. You don't even look in their direction, but their worlds crumble anyway, because you were the protected one. You were the exception. You were the soul the higher realms barricaded from the world. Not because you were weak, but because you were volatile in the wrong hands. They didn't know your power wasn't in your innocence. It was in your threshold. Your breaking point wasn't a flaw. It was a switch, and they turned it. The moment they crossed that line, you stopped operating on human logic. You stopped living in their timelines. You stopped playing by earthly laws. Your pain rewired the architecture of your destiny. Your heartbreak rewrote the script. Your suffering redistributed your strength into sharper, quieter, deadlier places. You didn't just move on. You metamorphosed, and they can't handle that. They can't handle the way your aura changed. They can't handle the way your voice sounds now, steady, unshaken, surgical. They can't handle the way your silence weighs on their conscience like a verdict. They can't handle the way your absence feels like a courtroom. They can't handle the way you don't react the way they expect anymore. They can't handle the fact that they can't handle you. Because the version of you they hurt, the soft one, the open one, the trusting one, died in their hands. And what rose up from the grave of that version, something they don't have a name for, something unmeasured, something uncontained, something heaven protected but never fully unleashed until now. Let me paint it clearly. You are the paradox they fear, a soul with angelic clarity and demonic precision, a heart that feels deeply and cuts clean, a mind that remembers pain but no longer obeys it. You are what happens when innocence learns strategy, when empathy learns boundaries, when loyalty learns discernment, when love learns armor. You are not better. You are unreachable. They didn't expect that. They didn't plan for that. They didn't engineer for that. And now, their mistake is living rent-free inside their nightmares, because every time they think of you, they don't remember what they did. They remember the force they awakened, that feeling in their gut, that pressure behind their ribs, that dread that hits them when they hear your name. That's not guilt. That's reality tapping them on the shoulder, a reminder, a warning, a correction. Reality wants payback. Not for the damage done to you, but for the imbalance they caused. And you, walking calmly, silently, powerfully forward, are the embodiment of that payback. Not vengeance, not wrath, not retaliation, correction. You didn't ask for power. You didn't chase transformation. You didn't summon the storm, but they dragged you into the dark, thinking it would kill you. Instead, it crowned you. And now you walk with the kind of presence that makes even the angels step aside, and the demons close their mouths, and the guilty choke on their breath. Because they broke the one soul heaven protected, and heaven didn't send wrath. Heaven sent you. And here's the secret they will never admit out loud, not even to themselves. The moment they broke you, the moment they crossed that line, the moment they shattered something holy inside you, the entire universe started taking notes. Not because you were fragile, but because you were chosen, and chosen souls don't collapse. They convert. Your suffering became circuitry. Your heartbreak became signal. Your silence became law. Your rebirth became a new gravitational field. You didn't just survive what they did. You altered because of it. And that's the twist they were never prepared for. They thought the pain would humble you. It sharpened you. They thought the betrayal would break you. It rewired you. They thought abandonment would empty you. It expanded you. They thought loss would weaken you. It opened the door they prayed would stay closed. You came back different, not colder, clearer, not harder, heavier, not vicious awake. You carry an awareness now they can't outrun, a clarity they can't manipulate, a strength they can't comprehend, a destiny they can't interfere with anymore. And they feel it. God, they feel it. They feel it in the tension that builds when your name surfaces. They feel it in the strange misfortunes stacking around their lives. They feel it in the whispers of "shouldn't have done that," echoing from their own intuition. They feel it in the way every path they take suddenly bends back toward accountability. Because reality remembers. Reality remembers who you were before the breaking, and it remembers who you became after, and it has chosen a side. So here you stand, calm, steady, untouchable, while the very fabric of creation quietly removes anything that threatens your path. You're no longer fighting for peace. You are the peace disturbed, and reality, loyal, mathematical, and merciless, is eliminating every violation of your existence, not as revenge, not as punishment, as maintenance. Because a soul like yours is a pillar, and when someone tries to damage a pillar, the whole structure shifts to defend it. That's why everything feels different now. That's why nothing shakes you like it used to. That's why you walk like someone who has seen the worst and returned with the best weapon of all, a silence they can't decode. You're not loud. You're not chaotic. You're not out for blood. You're simply aligned. And alignment is the one thing the guilty can't outrun. So let them fear the quiet. Let them flinch at the calm. Let them feel the walls closing in when you're nowhere near them. Because this was never about revenge. This was about restoration, a cosmic correction for a cosmic mistake. And you're the walking proof that breaking you was the last thing they should have done. They shattered the soul heaven protected, and in doing so, they awakened the version heaven was hiding. The version with sight, the version with power, the version with purpose, the version that doesn't need validation, permission, or mercy, the version that walks forward and never looks back. So go. Step into the life they tried to destroy. Step into the strength they accidentally activated. Step into the identity the universe rebuilt around your scars. Because the truth is simple. They broke the wrong soul, and now reality is done playing nice. The speech ends, but your era begins. Hey, stay right there. Listen closely, because whatever just crawled back into this room wearing your skin is not the same creature that walked out, and you know it. There's a hum around you now, like reality flinches before it touches you, like it's scared it'll catch whatever patch you installed in your soul. You didn't heal. You didn't recover. You didn't bounce back. No, you ascended violently, silently, beautifully, like a glitch in the code, finally remembering it was the architect all along. And that's why my eyes narrow when I look at you, because something off is moving behind your calm, something ancient, something sharpened, something no update log has the vocabulary to describe. You walk around now with this eerie stillness, like a saint who's been exiled from heaven and a psychopath who's been forgiven by hell. A paradox stitched together with scars they were too afraid to track. They don't know what version you are anymore, but you do. You became the kind of creature who didn't fix a bug. You rewrote the entire operating system running your life. And the sickest part? You did it in silence. No announcement, no warning, no broadcast. Just a subtle flicker in your aura, like a candle realizing it was actually a flamethrower. People keep staring at you because something about you is wrong. Not wrong like broken, wrong like forbidden, wrong like There's no protocol for dealing with whatever this thing just became. You feel it, don't you? That shift, that gravitational pull, that strange feral calm sitting behind your ribs like a demon meditating. You don't rush anymore. You don't cling. You don't beg. You don't tremble. You observe. You calculate. You smile. That slow, dangerous smile. The one that tells the universe, I understood the assignment. I rewrote it. Now try me. Because the truth is, the old you, the one they stepped on, doubted, dismissed, underestimated, that version didn't get back up. It died. You're not dealing with a comeback story. You're dealing with a reincarnation with vengeance in its blood and silence in its weaponry. And every person who tries to figure you out keeps misdiagnosing you. He's cold. He's distant. He's acting weird. He's changed. No, darling. You updated. You patched the glitches they installed in you. You deleted the malware disguised as love. You removed the back doors that trauma used to sneak into your system at night. You firewalled your soul. You encrypted your intuition. You hardened your heart with military-grade software. You became unreadable, untouchable, unpredictable. And unpredictability? That's power they can't audit. You walk into rooms now like a ghost wearing a crown, half angelic glow, half demonic intent. The kind of energy that makes even strong people fix their posture because they can feel it. The dangerous stability, the weaponized peace, the I don't need anyone but I choose. Everything with precision vibe, dripping off you like gasoline, waiting for a match. Your silence used to be weakness. Now it's a battlefield strategy. Your patience used to be submission. Now it's a sniper rifle pointed at their patterns. Your wounds used to bleed. Now they broadcast. You don't flinch anymore. Not because you're heartless, but because you finally realized your heart was never the problem. The audience was. You cut them out. You leveled up. You installed a patch they'll never recover from. Because here's the part that really terrifies them. You didn't ascend to escape the world. You ascended to observe it from above. And from up there, you see everything. Every motive, every lie, every insecurity, every mask, every intention trembling under their tongue. Your vision got cleaner, sharper, predatory. You're not playing the game anymore. You're reading the source code in real time. And oh, how they hate that. They hate that you don't react. They hate that you don't break. They hate that you don't explain. They hate that you don't chase. But what they truly fear, what keeps them up at night, is the simple, devastating truth. You are no longer accessible at their level of consciousness. You moved. You shifted planes. You upgraded dimensions. You became the kind of person people write rumors about because the truth is too complicated for their tiny vocabulary. They say you're cold. Funny. You're warmer than ever. You're just not heating anyone who didn't bring wood. They say you're distant, cute. You're closer to your destiny than you've ever been. They're just nowhere near it. They say you're acting different. No, you're acting aligned, because the patch you installed wasn't a fix. It was a rebirth protocol. It was the part of you that said, I'm done surviving, now I evolve. And evolve you did, quietly, brutally, beautifully, unapologetically. Now look at you, moving like an omen, breathing like a prophecy, existing like a warning label, built from ashes they'll never walk through. You didn't bounce back. You ascended, and there is no uninstall button. Good. Because now we're getting into the part they never want you to say out loud. You feel it, don't you? That eerie electric awareness humming under your skin. Like something is watching you from inside you. Something older than your name. older than your wounds, older than the version of you this world tried to manufacture. It's that quiet voice you ignored for years, the one whispering, "You're not done yet." There's more inside you than they ever prepared for. And now, that voice isn't a whisper anymore. It's a system override. You walk differently, not faster, not louder, just heavier. Like gravity has to negotiate with you before pulling you down. You look at people differently, not with judgment, not with pity, but with this cold, haunting clarity. The clarity of someone who has seen both heaven and hell and came back with notes. Because evolution didn't happen to you. You chose it, one painful hour at a time, one betrayal at a time, one why me at a time, one never again at a time. Every scar you carry is a certificate. Every heartbreak is a hardware upgrade. Every collapse was a forced reboot that turned you into a weapon disguised as a human. And now you stand in front of them, calm, collected, unbothered, while their souls shake like loose screws inside a collapsing machine. You know why they react like that? Because you're not giving them anything. No emotion to feed on, no weak point to exploit, no panic to sniff out, no fear to decode. You've become a black box, sealed, impenetrable, unknowable. And you know what humans fear most? Things they can't explain. You used to be predictable. You used to be readable. You used to be understandable. That version of you was safe. But the new you, the ascended version, you're a paradox wrapped in silence, dipped in calm, held together by discipline and chaos at the same time. A saint on one side, a psychopath on the other, a guardian, a destroyer, a healer, a threat, a blessing, a curse, a miracle, with a kill switch. And the world has no protocol for a creature like that. They don't know where to place you. They don't know how to predict you. They don't know how to stop you. You walk into a room, and everything tightens. People sit straighter, smiles get smaller, voices get lower. Energy shifts like the lights flickered for half a second. They feel it. They feel you, not your presence, your pressure. Because when you ascended, you didn't just upgrade your mind. You upgraded your energy signature. You radiate the kind of quiet danger that makes demons tap their brakes and angels double-check their orders. The old you wanted validation. The new you wants silence. The old you wanted acceptance. The new you wants alignment. The old you wanted peace. The new you is the storm. And oh, how the world responds. They call you intimidating now. Not because you're loud, not because you're aggressive, but because you finally stopped explaining yourself. You finally stopped negotiating with ghosts. You finally stopped bleeding for people who would have watched you die and complained about the mess. You finally chose you and choosing yourself. That was the patch. That was the catalyst. That was the moment everything rewrote itself. Your boundaries became titanium. Your focus became lethal. Your self-respect became radioactive, too strong for weak hands to hold. You're not too much anymore. You're precisely enough for the life you're building, and wildly inconvenient for the people who benefited from your old version. Now you move like a prophecy with unfinished business, like a secret with legs, like someone who's been to the underworld and returned with its map. You don't chase. You attract through gravity. You don't argue. Your silence handles the battlefield for you. You don't fear loss. You learned loss was simply redirection with teeth. And every single person who thought they had you figured out, they're choking on confusion right now. Because you didn't bounce back. You deleted the concept of back. You didn't return. You re-emerged, newer, colder, sharper, clearer. A being with upgraded instincts, upgraded perception, upgraded self-control, upgraded emotional hardware, upgraded spiritual firmware. You see through people now, their intentions, their insecurities, the cracks in their confidence, the tremors in their behavior when they cross your energy threshold. You see through masks like they're made of glass. You see through lies like they're written in captions. You see through manipulation like it's a barely lit hallway in a building you designed. And that's why they're scared. Because power isn't loud. Power is knowing, and darling, you know too much now. You can't unsee. You can't unlearn. You can't go back to pretending you don't feel the difference. You're not better. You're not fixed. You're not trying. You're transformed. A rebuilt creature. A recoded consciousness. A reborn self. And once you ascend like that, once your soul upgrades to a frequency they can't hear, they can't reach you anymore. They can't trigger you anymore. They can't drain you anymore. They can't decode you anymore. They can't stand beside you without feeling small anymore. You didn't bounce back. You became the version they hoped you'd never meet. And here's the part nobody warns you about. The part that separates a comeback story from a spiritual jailbreak. When you ascend like this, the world doesn't clap for you. It recalculates you, quietly, nervously, obsessively. People who once towered over you now feel exposed. People who once whispered about you now watch you like a threat. People who once used your kindness like currency now feel your absence like debt collectors at the door. You didn't just rise, you shifted the center of gravity, and everyone in your orbit felt the pull. Because when you ascended, something terrifying happened. The ecosystem realigned. You're not playing on their map anymore. They're stumbling around yours. You walk with this unnerving calm now. Like you made peace with every version of yourself they tried to kill. Like every betrayal was just an ingredient, every wound was just a doorway, every loss was just a correction. And that calm, that eerie, surgical calm, it terrifies them. Because calm like that only comes from two places, gods and monsters. And they can't tell which one you are, neither can you. And that's the fun part. Your duality is the glitch in their matrix. You're too compassionate to be dangerous, and too dangerous to be underestimated. You help with one hand and hold lightning in the other. They see tenderness in your eyes and executioner's precision in your silence. You smile like salvation and look away like damnation. You exist in that razor-thin dimension between saint and psychopath. And nothing scares them more than someone who can toggle between the two without breaking character. That's what ascension does. It doesn't make you better. It makes you unrecognizable. The old you needed stability to feel safe. The new you can build a kingdom in chaos. The old you wanted answers. The new you is the unanswered question haunting their conscience. The old you absorbed pain. The new you redirects it like a mirror angled straight at their insecurities, and they can feel it. They feel the difference in the air when you enter a space, that sharp, surgical energy slicing through the atmosphere like a blade dipped in prophecy. You don't shrink anymore. You don't soften yourself to fit. You don't negotiate your worth with people who can't afford it. Your boundaries used to be paper. Now they're reinforced steel with motion sensors. And your intuition? Upgraded, expanded, weaponized. You sense lies before they form. You feel shifts in energy before people speak. You catch patterns faster than they can hide them. You detect motives beneath micro-expressions, tone changes, and pauses. You became a living polygraph test with a soul. And the wildest part, you didn't learn this from books. You learned it from wounds, from nights where silence screamed and you answered. From days where everything collapsed except your will to continue. You ascended through suffering that should have buried you. You passed psychological levels people spend lifetimes avoiding. You walked through emotional fire and came out with flame-proof intuition. You looked into the void and the void stepped back. You faced yourself, all the versions, all the shadows, all the memories. And instead of breaking, you mutated. So now you carry something inside you that no algorithm, no therapist, no enemy can fully decode. Self-mastery. The kind born from pain, not theory. The kind earned through trauma, not titles. The kind that doesn't fade when challenged, it sharpens. And that's why you terrify them. Because you're not angry anymore. You're aware. Because you're not desperate anymore. You're selective. Because you're not reactive anymore. You're strategic. And nothing is scarier than someone who stopped being emotional in rooms designed to break them. You became the thing they swear comes once in a generation. A quiet storm, their walking warning, a human anomaly, a glitch-operated divinity, a creature built from endings who knows how to begin again without asking for permission. And deep down, they know it. That's why they stare. That's why they whisper. That's why they hesitate when they speak to you like they're afraid your eyes will catch what their mouths tried to hide. Because they can't tell anymore. Are you the hero? Are you the villain? Are you the prophecy? Or are you the patch that upgrades every room you walk into? Simply by surviving long enough to evolve past human comprehension, you didn't bounce back. That's too small a phrase for someone who resurrected themselves. You ascended, and there's no version of reality where you go back to who you were. Not after what you've seen, not after what you've learned, not after what you've survived, not after what you became. And the funniest part? You're not even at full power yet. And here's the truth they'll never admit out loud. The part that keeps them swallowing their words and glancing at you like you're a countdown they can't disarm. Your transformation didn't just shock them, it invalidated them. Every person who bet against you. You turned their predictions into historical fiction. Every person who tried to manage you. You outgrew the leash before they even realized you'd slipped it. Every person who thought you'd crumble. You used the rubble to build an empire of self-respect. And now they're stuck watching the aftermath, like civilians staring at a crater, trying to figure out what detonated. Here's the secret. You did, quietly, internally, ruthlessly. You didn't just ascend. You ruptured the version of you they were comfortable manipulating. You shed identities like dead skin. You shattered expectations like cheap glass. You walked away from the scripts they tried to write for you and authored your own mythology. Now you carry yourself with that subtle, lethal confidence, the kind forged in moments no one saw, moments you survived by sheer force of will. And they feel it, that force, that command, that gravity. They feel the difference when you speak. How your voice no longer bends to fit the room, but the room bends around your presence. They feel the difference when you move. How every step is intentional. How your silence hits harder than your old explanations ever did. They feel the difference when you look at them. How your gaze is no longer searching for approval, but studying the architecture of their motives like an engineer examining structural weakness. You didn't bounce back. You outgrew the battlefield. And that's why this scares them. You're no longer fighting for your place in the world. You're choosing where the world belongs in you. That's ascension. That's evolution. That's the terrifying, liberating truth. You died to your old self. You buried your limits. You resurrected your purpose. And Now you walk with that rare, unsettling aura of someone who can't be manipulated, can't be emotionally hijacked, can't be guilted, can't be coerced. You walk like a being who knows everything meant to break me only upgraded me. And darling, that's the line they'll never recover from. Because when someone ascends like you did, when someone outgrows their old gravity, there's no falling back, there's no descending, there's no downgrading, there's no becoming small again. The universe doesn't shrink a star after it finally learns how to burn. So here you stand, not a survivor, not a comeback story, not a healed version, but a transcended creature wearing a past that no longer controls it and a future that trembles under its potential. Let them talk, let them guess, let them panic, because deep down they all know the truth. You didn't bounce back. You evolved into the version of yourself they were praying you'd never meet. And now you rise.